Hey you guys, welcome to another video. I'm glad hope you're having a good day. I'm out here again on these trails, man, and another beautiful day. Unfortunately, they're up in the sky doing their spraying, as you can see. I tell you, I wish I could just fly up there, man, and just take them things down. These people are so evil, man. But anyway, I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I haven't been posting anything in a little bit. Just needed some time to kind of rest my mind and relax a little bit, and just came off of a very wonderful trip with my wife up in the northern part of the state, and man, it's so beautiful up there. This is a very state of Arizona is a very beautiful state, and we've only been scratching the surface here. Today is, this is something I guess we've really been building up with me. It's just, I don't know, it's just a frustration I have with our people when we just don't do our own real investigation. So a lot of times I'll hear people say, hey, I did my research. I did the research. And, when you listen to what comes out of their mouth, you could easily tell, no, you didn't. You think you did, but you didn't. A lot of times when people say they did the research, what they really mean is, I saw a couple of videos. We got to be honest with that. They didn't do any real research. Research meaning reading books. Yeah, reading books. Listening to long-born lectures. All this depends on what you're researching, Reading, spending hours looking at studies, and comparing studies that oppose each other or agree with each other, that kind of thing. And, some people may say, well, hey, listen, that's really not my thing. I don't really do that. Well, let me just kind of break down for you why it should be your thing. I was sitting here thinking about slavery, and there were two types of slaves, I should say. You had the one slave who were like, hey, listen, I ain't trying to break in Massa's library and try to read them books, because, he gonna kill us. If I break in there and do that, why would I do that? Man, I'm just going to stay out here and I'm just going to pick. Man, listen, why are you trying to read them books? Why are you trying to spend all that? You going to risk your life to read books? Bruh, what are you doing? Man, stay out here and just do your work. Keep your head down. Eat the food that he gives you, and it's going to be all right. So you had that one. On the flip, you had the other ones that said, man, bump that. There's more to life than, there's more to life, than this. And I'm not going to find it out until I start investigating. You know what I mean? Even to the point of risking my own life to investigate. You know what I mean? And it's those individuals that we read, those ancestors that you read about who excelled and went higher and was able to push past the oppression that they were in. You know what I mean? They may not have broken the back of white supremacy or anything like that, but they was able to rise above it, starting here and here. You know what I'm saying? And those are the two types of people that you had, our ancestors who were in slavery. But today, what you see is a huge step back to a lot of our people who just don't even bother to investigate. And that's very frustrating, because I know for myself, if you follow our platform, we spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, doing research and asking questions and talking to experts and things like that. And so much so we've created a whole separate platform just for that. And to watch how our people still, it's like it just goes in one ear and goes out the other. And, you know, it's just very frustrating. You know what I mean? Because you ask yourself, and that's kind of where I am now. It's like, well, why continue? You know, why continue to do this? Because a lot of our people are just, they don't want to get it. It's ignorance to who we really are is what's killing us. And there's some very basic things that we really need to grab hold of, you know? And, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I saw this video just recently. I'm not going to go into too much detail of it, but I'll just say this. The person that posted this video, it's a bike coming here. The person that posted this video, it's a black person, and they apparently came across some information that they believe was like, man, look at what they're trying to do to us kind of stuff, right? And so they did a whole video where they're just talking about this, you know, it's information that, you know, when you look at it, at first glance, it's like, dang, they're trying to do this to black people too, that kind of thing, right? But I spent literally maybe 2-3 minutes. I said, wait a minute, this can't be true, right? I'm not saying that people aren't evil and aren't trying to do things to black people. But I was like, wait a minute, they gotta be reading this wrong. And sure enough, it took me like 2 minutes. I actually took the time to read it, what they were presenting. And I was like, this is not what they're saying at all. Y'all getting this wrong, man. What are you talking about? That's not what, how about read it? Read it. That's all you got to do. Read it. That's not what's being said here. But, you know, when you look at the comments, though, that's all they needed. It was confirmation to their fears, and it was confirmation to their ignorance. And it was very clear and evident that people were taking this individual's interpretation or word at face value, didn't bother to even investigate on their own. It was pretty much, hey, this is what they got out of it, so it must be true, and that's it. Seeing it, I was like, gosh, man, you tell me none of these folk are seeing this? But what it kind of underscores is that there are far too many of our people who have been trained to follow, a leader, so to speak. We got this Moses complex kind of thing where we got to have someone leading us, telling us what to do. I would say that's probably one of the worst things that we have learned as a people, is this belief that we have to have this one or two people telling us what to believe and what to think. I'm not saying you don't listen to people, of course, but regardless of who you listen to, you got to check out their stuff. You got to really verify their stuff. Some people will tell you things, it may be wrong, but they had good intentions, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. You got other people that tell you stuff that's wrong and they don't have good intentions. But either way, you should make it a point to verify and check whatever information is being presented to you. I mean, we even tell people, if you follow us, we say all the time, just showing you what I'm seeing over here. We say all the time, listen, don't just take our word for it. Go and double check. Verify what we're saying is true or not. Do that your own time. You know, this is our opinions. This is what we think about it. This is our interpretation of it. But I'm begging you. I mean, there are times I beg people, please don't just take my word for it. Go look at the information yourself and verify. You know what I'm saying? And we're so committed to that we've even created a whole free library where we provided many books where people can go and download those books. Because, you know, for brevity's sake, we have to keep things short on videos. But if you want, so we're going to show like excerpts of books or passages and things like that. Yeah, we have to keep things short, you know, because, you know, what you intend to be an hour and a half video ends up being a 4-hour video, you know, and that's too long. So, you know, you got to keep things short, but you also want to provide, you know, the resources so that people can read these things on their own in its full context. You know what I mean? And that way you can decide for yourself, you know, what the conclusions are. But there's so many of our people out here who choose not to do that. And instead, you want somebody to tell you the conclusion. You want somebody to tell you the answers. You want somebody to tell you what to think, what to believe, how to believe, what to fear, what not to fear. And we can't think that way. We cannot think that way, but many of our people have been trained to think that way. So I find myself oftentimes, especially as of late, is really asking, man, you know, there are many times where I just want to shut this stuff down. I'm talking about the channel and all of that, because you just see how so many people, it's like, man, are you even reading? Yeah, so we've been trained to kind of think, you know, to allow other people to think for us. We can say all we want in regards to the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, and, you know, black people, you know, we really don't need leaders and all this other stuff. But in reality, at the end of the day, our actions prove that, yeah, you do. Many of our people actually do need leaders. They need someone to tell them, to guide them, like little sheep, like little puppy dogs, and telling you what to believe, what to think, what to eat, what not to eat. And you know, you can't think that way. You can't think that way in order to be a free person. The truth is, many of the answers that you're looking for, that you're seeking, your creator has actually put them inside of you. He has. We're going to be talking about that soon in the upcoming video. And that is the biggest deception, you know, that has been put out here, especially for us as black folks. You know, is this driving need that we have to have leaders tell you what to think and what to believe. And I'm trying to tell you, you don't need that. I'm not telling you can't listen to anybody. And of course, people, you know, big or small, always have something good to offer, or, you know, and then you weigh out the information. But at the end of the day, a lot of the answers are already inside of you. Yeah, they're inside of you. And this is why and until we figure that out, until we understand that, you're going to have a lot of people out here wallowing in ignorance never accomplishing or never achieving anything, spending hours and hours listening to someone talk as they dish out their whatever it is that they're given, but you never really learn to or take the time to invest in discovering what's already inside of you. That is the biggest thing that we have to learn to overcome. And so, that's kind of where I am, and really, that's why I come out here and do my walks and do all that stuff, because that's what I'm doing. I'm learning to embrace the silence and listen to what he's already put in me, and I encourage you to do the same thing. And yeah, that's probably it for this video, but we have to stop this ignorance, y'all. We really, really have to stop this ignorance, because it's destroying us. It really is.